3 ways to deal with that feeling of emptiness. Hi and welcome. My name is Arica Angelo, and I am now your dating and relationship expert, if you didn't know that. And I've been doing this for 12 years, and we're going to talk about something a little bit different in light of Corona and what's going on, and just period, even if it wasn't Corona. I think that a lot of us struggle with just feeling empty, right? Feeling alone, feeling empty. And so I want to address that in this video. Ooh, the sun is really beaming today here in Bali. So if you see me just like pouring in sweat, it's okay. I'm gonna make it. I might melt, I might just disintegrate into this chair by the end of it, but it's okay. So listen, when it comes to emptiness, it's when we feel empty, it feels really hopeless, doesn't it? It feels like no matter what you do, like you can't come out of it. It's like you're at the bottom of the barrel. And when you're at the bottom of the barrel, most of the time we don't see a way out, do we? And listen, I have been there before. I've been through seasons of my life where I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Does my life even count? Does it even matter? I have been there, and I wish I could say I've only been there once, but I've been there on several occasions. So listen, babe, ooh, I know what you're going through. I've been there personally. And so I want to share with you some ways that have helped me come out of these feelings of emptiness. Listen, the first thing that you got to do, babe, is just get quiet and get to some meditation. There's so many meditations on YouTube that you can do, but sometimes it's the quietness is what we need. When we're feeling empty, we want to do just the opposite. We want to get on our phone. We want to distract ourselves with social media. We want to hang out with people. We want to do whatever we can to fill ourselves up. But really what that is doing, it just has us running away from ourselves. And the only way that you can fill yourself back up when you're feeling empty is to come back to yourself. And the way that you do that is through meditating, through breathing. Something as simple as this can bring a calm to your nervous system, to just bring clarity and peace back to your mind. So that's the first thing I want to encourage you with, babe, to help you get rid of this feeling of emptiness. It's just taking the time to meditate and come back to yourself, come back home, right? The second thing is this. I want to ask you, what hobby or what passion have you stopped pursuing? Yeah, chances are if you're feeling empty, there's something that you used to do that made your heart come alive. For me, it's singing. Singing is something free that I can do. I don't have to leave my house. I can literally just play something on YouTube. I can play something on my Amazon Prime and sing my heart out. There's something about singing for me that returns me back to myself. Some of you may play a musical instrument. That is the perfect way to come back to yourself and start filling yourself back up, is through music. Now, you may not be a music person, that may not be your way, but I want to ask you, what passion, what hobby have you walked away from? I'm just using the example of singing because that's a hobby that I have, and I like to do that to really fill myself back up. And that's what I've done today for myself, because like, face it, like with Corona going on, there's a lot of tension in the air. There's a lot of anxiety in the air. There's a lot of unknown and uncertainty. I certainly felt, I could feel a lot of sadness in the air. And so I was like, ooh, I want to transmute. I want to shift this energy. And so for me, it was singing. So what kind of hobby can you do? Are you someone who draws? Maybe you need to get back to drawing. Did you draw comics? Whatever it was that you've done, maybe you make jewelry, maybe you paint. There's got to be something that you do that connects you back to yourself. But let me just remind you and reiterate that most of the time when we're feeling empty, it's very natural for us to want to go outside of ourselves. Little do we know, little do you know, that by you coming back to yourself and spending time with yourself, that this is how you fill yourself up. This is how you begin to feel full inside, as opposed to the opposite of what you've been feeling, which is emptiness. So the first thing is, I encourage you to really meditate. That's the most important thing. I think this is something so simple that so many people don't take the time to do. We often think, oh, I'm too busy to do that. But especially with you who are quarantined at home, like there's no excuse now for you not to be meditating. The second thing that I encourage you with is get back to your passion. Get back to the things that make your heart come alive. So whether it's a hobby, whether it's a passion, something that you were too busy to do, or maybe you're spending too much time on social media, so you're like, oh, I don't have time to do this hobby. Well, now you do, because like I said, going outside of yourself is not gonna fill the void of emptiness. It's coming back to yourself that gives you the answers. And before I share the third thing, listen, I want to share with you guys, I have this new coaching experience called Discovering Your Glory. I keep talking about it. I probably will talk about it for the rest of my life because it's the most important thing I've ever invested my life into. And it's basically a journey of helping with this sense of emptiness, helping that disconnect that you have with women, with the people in your life. It is a journey that I went on myself when I was feeling really hopeless and even suicidal in my life many years ago, and I was going through a divorce. It was really kind of a rock bottom yet awakening time, and I put myself through this experience. And so I created this course out of my own experience and helping my heart come alive, helping me connect with who I am, my purpose, while improving the quality of my relationships with those around me. So listen, I really encourage you to check that program out. I'm also working with my team so that we can create a payment schedule, because I know a lot of people are going through things financially right now, and so I just want to make it affordable so that you can start putting this program to practice for yourself. And the third thing is this, my love. It's no coincidence that I'm sitting right now in the midst of nature. And as I was sharing this with you, I saw a beautiful butterfly fly. I don't know if the camera caught that. But nature is the most beautiful thing. I know you're like, you just told me to come back to myself. But when you're in nature, nature is that beautiful facilitator. There's a butterfly, did you see? Oh, I love nature. See, you see? Nature has a beautiful way of throwing surprises at you. And so if there's somewhere that you can go in your town just to go on a walk, maybe it's you have a garden, to go sit in your garden. Maybe you have some house plants that you need to tend to, but there's something about touching and being with nature. I know whenever I go for hikes, people make fun of me because when I'm out in nature, I want to interact with nature. So I'm like touching everything that I see, and people are like, you're gonna get poison ivy. But I love interacting with nature. There's something about when you're in nature, it really heals and soothes and restores the soul. And so it replenishes you. So as you're meditating, as you're returning back to these hobbies, returning back to these passions that you've been too busy for, and spending time in nature, because nature grounds us. It not only grounds us, but nature heals us. And so a lot of times with emptiness, like I said, comes hopelessness. And sometimes we need that hopelessness healed. But not only that, but it really fills us. There's something about when I'm in nature and I'm really connected with it and I'm outside of my mind, which you will do as you start meditating. You'll learn how to be in the present. But when I'm present with nature and I'm like, whoa, look at that leaf. It is so smooth. Look how delicate. I hope you can see this. Oh, you can't. But the branch is like really thin. When you just take the time to really absorb it and really look at its intricacies, its details, and you go, wow, that is so beautiful. One, I feel like nature rejoices, and it's like, oh, thank you for taking the time. Like my dear friend Zan Perion says that beauty needs a witness. And it's true, when you're in nature and you witness beauty, it needs to be witnessed. But nature also witnesses the beauty inside of you. So listen, if you're feeling empty, one, I just want to validate you, babe, on a real just heart level, and just say, I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I wish I could physically just come to your home right now and just hold you and say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, babe. And then to just breathe with you and help you come back to yourself. So because I can't, I hope that these 3 steps that I shared with you will help you. And I want you to share with me in the comment section below, like, which one of these have you neglected that you're like, starting today, you're gonna make a commitment. Starting today, you're gonna make the commitment to no longer neglect meditating or returning back to your hobbies and passions or spending time in nature. So tell me which one you are committed to in the comments section below. And if this video really spoke to you, please hit that like button. Let me know that, hey, yeah, Arica, I needed to hear this, or I am feeling empty. Here's a like button to say, yep, your message was spot on. It's exactly what I needed to hear. Listen, my love, you are loved. And you matter, and you have a purpose, and there's a reason why you were here on this earth, on this planet, and you are needed now more than ever, and I wholeheartedly mean that. And listen, at the end of the day, you, my dear, you have what it takes. So I'm sending all this Bali love from Mama Bali. I'm sending all this ooey gooey mushy love to you, and just know that you're not alone in this. I'll see you in my next video. You take care.